All right, let's dive in. We hear about artificial intelligence pretty much constantly, right? But today, we're going to look at it from a really unique angle through a recent document from the Vatican called Antiqua et Nova. It's a fascinating reflection on what this new era of technology really means for all of us. And right out of the gate, the document makes it clear this isn't just another piece of tech. Pope Francis calls it a change of age. So think about that. We're not just talking about a new gadget or an app. This is being framed as a whole new chapter in the human story, something that's going to change, well, everything. And that scale brings us to the real heart of the matter, the big question we're going to explore. As we create machines that can act like us and sometimes even outperform us, what does that reflection in the mirror teach us about ourselves? What does it really mean to be human anymore? To even begin to answer that, we have to get really clear on what we're talking about. What kind of AI are we actually dealing with today? This is a super important distinction the document makes. Most of what we call AI is what's known as narrow AI. These are systems that are brilliant at one specific thing. They're trained on mountains of data to spot patterns, so they can translate a sentence or create a picture. But, and this is key, they don't understand what a word means or what art is. They're just incredibly sophisticated mimics. For decades, the gold standard for AI was basically the Turing test. You've heard of it, right? If a machine can fool you into thinking it's a human, it passes. It's intelligent. But the document pushes back on this, saying, hold on, that's way too simple. Measuring what a machine does completely misses the whole universe of human experience that happens behind the scenes. Which leads to the pivot point of this whole discussion. Is intelligence really just about performance? Is it just about getting the job done efficiently? Or is there something much, much deeper going on? Let's look at how the document answers that. And this is where we get to the core of the argument. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about using this new technology like a mirror to get a better look at the wild, beautiful complexity of our own minds. So the document paints this picture of two completely different kinds of intelligence. You've got AI on one side, it's pure math, it's just about function, it doesn't have a body, it just does stuff. Then you've got human intelligence. It's part of our whole being, our bodies, our relationships, our search for purpose. They're not even in the same league. Let's dig into that because this is so important. The document reminds us our intelligence isn't just software running in our skulls, it's embodied. We learn by scraping a knee or getting a hug. It's relational. Our best ideas spark to life in conversations with other people. It's creative. We feel a poem. We don't just count its words. And maybe most important of all, our intelligence is always asking why. An AI can do the what, but it can never touch the why. It just can't replicate that rich, messy, wonderful human experience. And this leads to a pretty stunning insight from the document. To even use the same word, intelligence, for both humans and machines is, well, misleading. It's a category error. AI is an amazing product of our intelligence, but it's not a new kind of intelligence. It's a tool. A powerful one for sure, but still just a tool. Okay, so if AI is a tool and not a mind, if it doesn't have a conscience, that brings up a massive ethical question. When that tool does something wrong, who's responsible? And the document's answer here is completely unambiguous. It's us. The responsibility is always, always human. A machine can't feel remorse, it doesn't have free will, only we do. So we are the ones who have to answer for whatever we create and whatever we ask it to do. So to help us, the document offers this simple but powerful ethical framework. It asks 3 basic questions. 1, does this respect human dignity? 2, does this serve everyone, not just a few? And 3, does this help us take better care of the world? You see how that completely changes the goal? It's not what can we build anymore, it's what should we build. Now let's bring this down to earth, because this isn't just theory. This framework has huge real-world consequences for our society right now. The document points to a few major hotspots, the front lines where these ethical battles over AI are being fought as we speak. We're talking about our jobs, the information we trust, our healthcare, and even the future of war. And you can see how that single principle, human dignity, is the guide for all of them. For labor, the risk is treating people like cogs in a machine. The guideline? Put the person's dignity before pure efficiency.
For disinformation, the risk is a world where nobody trusts anything. The guideline? A hard commitment to truth. In healthcare, it's making sure tech supports doctors and patients, not replaces them. And when it comes to warfare, the line is bright and clear. A machine can never ever be given the authority to take a human life.
So, where does all of this leave us? Well, the document doesn't wrap up with a list of technical specs. It ends with a challenge, a very human one. There's this quote in the text that just nails it. It says that blaming our tools for our own choices is just unworthy. It's a cop-out. The problems we face with AI aren't machine problems. They are and always will be human problems. So at the end of the day, the document argues that our biggest project isn't building a better algorithm. It's cultivating our own wisdom, our own conscience, and finding the moral courage to steer these powerful new tools in a direction that's good for everyone.
And that brings us back to that one single massive difference. An AI can swim in data, it can find any pattern you want, but there is one thing it can never, ever give us. A reason why. That search for meaning, for purpose, that's our job. That's the great human adventure.
And so we're left with this final question. And it's not just a hypothetical. It's for every single one of us living in this new age. The technology is here. The power is in our hands. So how are we going to make sure it serves us and not the other way around?